You're listening to Rockers for Wildlife Radio with Paul Paget, only on LA Talk Radio.
Hey, it's Paul Paget in the driver's seat. Oh my gosh. We came off of a high like nobody's business this weekend. Good Lord have mercy. I love everything's about elevation, you know? Elevation. We have repeat offenders in the house. This is the family. This is the inner circle. I want to say good morning to Anahit. How are you?
Good morning, my darling. How are you? I think I don't have... Is it good? I think it's very low.
Well,
I don't know. You hear me very well?
Yeah, well,
Okay,
why
cool.
don't you talk to the audience and I'll get that fixed up. How's everything going?
Everything is
That's very
fantastic. Now is good.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
See, sometimes you got to adjust the rocket to make sure you hit the planet just right?
Sure.
Much
I'll
better.
learn it from you.
I like
you know?
it a lot.
I like it a lot. Yes.
So you came off a pretty big high this weekend also.
Yeah, it was a very, very good weekend. I really enjoyed it. As someone who born in a very, very spiritual family, I've been very blessed to go to this course. And from my childhood, I was being like always fed with my father. That was teaching us spirituality, so it was amazing.
Tied it all together.
I need it. I mean, we all need it.
Got
so
that right.
Yeah. So let's go.
All right, and now we have Filippo Valtaggio.
Love
I
that.
love his name. You know what? Even when I'm just talking about you and just regular conversation, I say your whole name just like, don't I?
Yes.
I'll go Filippo Valtaggio.
And I love it.
I do that too,
I like it
actually.
You
a lot.
should.
Hi, Paulie.
Hey,
Good
how's
to see
it
you.
going?
You know, I know what you all are talking about, but you haven't mentioned what you all did this weekend that you're on a high about.
I actually want to keep everybody riveted
Oh,
for a
it's a
second
surprise.
because I
Okay.
wanted to swing it around to my dear friend, my other mama, Dorothy Lee Donahue. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
And what'd you do this weekend? No, no, wait, let's let him ask.
Well, I'll tell you something.
That's fine.
I just spent the weekend with Dorothy. Got a little niblet of Mark and Filippo when they came in after they finished the recal. But let me swing this around. So about 3 weeks ago, I guess it was, I did their amazing recalibration workshop. And Lord knows I needed the hood of the Lamborghini lifted up. Good Lord. The carburetor was spitting.
I love that.
You know, I was running at about, usually running at about 220 miles an hour. I dropped down to about $120. I needed to get it back up. Everybody was passing me, and we don't do that in this family. You know, my grandpa used to say, if you're not the lead dog, the scenery remains the same. So you can imagine that view. You know?
I love that.
So with that being said, I
You're
did
so
this.
colorful.
I paint those visions. It keeps your mind sparked. But the recalibration was a game changer, life changer for me. As a life coach and a motivational speaker, my God, you all came up with the magic formula.
Filippo did. It's
Jeez.
absolutely amazing. As a co-facilitator, it just keeps me moving higher and faster and finding things that I push down so deep inside of my cellular memory, and they pop up and shine the light on them, and I'm all better. I love it.
Don't I look and feel better and sound better?
You do.
You know, it's interesting. Somebody said to me this weekend during the recalibration, and I like the recal, actually. I'm going to have to see if that's available.
I like it.
I like it.
It's hot.
So somebody said to me, you know, I've worked with the best, and I've actually, you said that
Yes.
as well. But this person said this weekend, she said, and I have ADHD or ADD or something. She had something. She said, well, my attention span does not last very long, and these people never have been able to keep my attention, but you can. And I said, well, thank you, although I don't take the credit for it. This course is about you.
Bingo.
And if you can't keep your own attention, right, maybe this is a good time to learn how.
I really can't
That's
wait to
strong.
get that course.
Wow. Yeah, we are going to be doing it. We're going to be swinging
Can't
it
wait.
through the whole team. Because one
That's
thing
right.
I realized, and I think every single company out there, I've got Diana Kelly, my PR. Bring your rear end in here.
Come, baby,
Oh, my
don't-
Lord. We got to get her in here. It's a full family now.
She's
But
so-
one of the things that I had found is that it worked so well on me that why wouldn't I get my whole teams in on something like this where we co-collaboratively expose our real problems and fix those problems together as the team we are?
Yeah.
I think
Boy, you
all
want-
corporations should
Yeah,
Oh
do
my
we're
this.
talking to
gosh.
some
Honestly, like
corporations.
meditation and these kind of courses are helping those teams to work better together and with more focus.
Absolutely.
That is very important and critical.
We love focus in business. It's always a good thing, isn't it?
Well, think about it. Teams working cohesively.
Absolutely. It glues it
Yeah,
together.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
Unites
everybody's
people.
got their own bull going on that they're having to navigate and work through. And hey, let's take a photo op. Hey. Hey, sometimes you just got to stop for it. Hey, there it is. Oh, yeah.
Thank you,
that made me
Diana.
feel better.
People are like, did the screen freeze? Where,
Yeah,
let
we're like
He's
this.
exactly like me, like exactly wear mirrors. He likes to be in
Makeup,
front
please.
of the camera and
Makeup.
behind the camera. I am the exact same.
Makeup, please.
So, yeah.
But yeah, Recal, game changer. So I got out of that, and you all know I went down the rabbit hole deep. I was working
Yeah.
with a monk. I was climbing mountains at 2 o'clock in the morning in the dark.
That weekend was intense.
Oh my God, it was insane, and I really tapped into me. You know, I started to learn how to love me. You know, hard to
Very
believe. Hard to
important.
believe 50 years ran by that I was loving everybody else, but left me out of the equation.
Oh my God.
I didn't
Most
catch
people
that
do.
until Recal.
Yeah.
Right.
And-
Most people do. They leave themselves out.
What
Yeah.
the Shrek happened?
What the
Yeah.
Shrek?
So
And
Dorothy,
that is so deep and very critical to love yourself, because when you love yourself, you can love others, and you can give, and you can really gain more and lift yourself up
I
to,
love
to
lifting.
God, because you are God.
and I love
So-
God. Yes, I love lifting and God. You had me on both of those words. Dorothy is the reason and rhyme for this elevation this week, along with ourselves, but she helped us with new tools. And so the Recal loaded my toolbox with some very essential tools. And then I knew, you know, it was interesting because, hey, everybody, we slip a little bit. Life sucks us back in. So about the second week, I felt myself being kind of sucked back in by this nasty world that, you know, it's got all kinds of crap going on. And that's when I called Dorothy and I said, I need an exorcism. And she's like, I'm going to get that demon out of you.
Well, let me comment on
Yes,
what you
please.
just said. I think if the world is a lot of crap going on out there, it's not a bad thing. It's
No.
a good thing, because if everything was good, you wouldn't raise higher. And there is to go to the higher level is to the infinity. So it never stops. So when it gets harder, that's where you can raise your soul and your capabilities to go higher and stronger. So that's a good thing, actually.
I love it.
And-
Yeah, that goes to the theory of the sweet and the sour.
Yeah.
Without the sweet, there is no sour. Without the sour, there is no sweet. You'd
Exactly.
never be able to differentiate.
Without the dark, there is no light.
Ooh, hey, damn, we're getting all philosophical around here.
This is all from the
Hang on,
course.
we got to bring it to the master though. So,
Yes, let's do
Dorothy,
that.
all right. So she was getting ready to straighten our asses out here. I'll guarantee it. She's like, okay, this is getting out of hand. So. I did, along with Anna Heat, we did 2 amazing programs. Would you like to share what those are?
We did Energetic Alchemy, and it's an amazing, amazing course that recalibration asks lots of questions, and Energetic Alchemy provides lots of answers and tools to take your answers from recalibration to a higher level. So we need tools to focus us on the good. There's so much good, and we are surrounded by chaos right now. But it's the darkest before dawn, always.
Yeah.
When we take control And energetic alchemy, people go, what does that mean? What does that mean? Everything is energy, everything. And alchemy, when we think of alchemists in the past, it was taking lead and turning it into gold. So what energetic alchemy does is take the leaden thoughts, those negative thoughts, those negative programs, and turns them into gold and helps make us so much better.
It does. I feel so much better. I feel gold. I do.
You are golden.
I'm shining, man.
You look good too, both of
Thanks.
you.
Thank you. And here's the thing, though. We've been working on it every day.
That's awesome.
So we didn't just take for granted that you all lifted the hood, made a few adjustments, and this race car is going to run that way the rest of our
No,
lives.
that's not the way it works.
No, it's not.
You go to a course and leave the material in a closet there or something.
Wherever.
No, that's not gonna work. You got to practice. You got to work on it, and that's how you lift yourself every single second, controlling or monitoring your mind and your energy level. That's how you lift, and that's you mentioned a very, 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 very good word, which is tools. Different tools that you can utilize in order to bring yourself up, and that's how this kind of course that I'm so impatient to go and get a Raquel.
I've got her all jacked up now. Everybody's bugging the hell out of me. Diana's going to be doing it.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So we've got a lineup. I've been. Here's the thing. They saw this. I had a huge. Right there in July and August with the Hawaiian event and all the sharks in Fiji, and we had a huge high. And then boom, I did a reset in my life and had to take command. And that command, you dismantle everything.
Right.
To build it back. And I did. I stripped it down to the frame. I was standing there naked. Now I'm clothed, thank God, but I don't want to scare anybody. But yeah, it was a problem there for a bit. I scared a few people off. But bottom line is, how refreshing and painful. So you've got this dichotomy breaking loose that, man, I'm exposing some serious crap that I've built up in my life. As life was looking really good, actually, but it's an illusion because you just start stockpiling all this, and then you open the closet and it just falls on you. And
painful, and I have to ask, though, at the same time, it's a comfortable space to actually expose yourself. You actually feel like you want to share more.
Oh, yeah.
You want people to know you more. And in so doing, you're actually learning more about yourself.
There's no pain, no gain.
Yeah. I left the first day after recal, and it was a painful day for me. I had to go, I peeled some layers back, and there were some major areas exposed that I realized that my perception and assumptive thoughts were really horrible. I was completely bad. And we're literally trained like that through our lives. You all just shined a light on another perspective to look at that's actually very accurate. And so now every time I think of something, sorry, I didn't mean to get off in this. We're coming back to you, Dorothy, because this is very important, everybody, because this is what they train and teach to do. These are the effects. The after effect is the key. You can be in the mix of it when you're in the workshops, but it's what happens afterwards that you stay in tune with it.
Absolutely. I had a veteran actually in this last weekend course who said to me, I feel like what you're giving me are the tools to handle life when all the people are gone, when all the rah-rah is done. She says, I've done a lot of courses and it's rah-rah and it's great, you feel great. And she says, and then I find myself alone at one point. And she says, that's when I want to commit suicide.
Ouch.
And so she said, I feel like these are the tools. And it made a lot of sense to me. Since we hadn't worked with veterans until this weekend, that I knew of at least, it made sense because I've always said, no matter who you're with, no matter what you do, career-wise, etc., even if you're in a relationship or a lot of relationships, in the end, you still go to sleep by yourself.
That's it.
And even if somebody's next to you, nobody's in your head with you.
That's it.
And you're listening to that voice in your head, and who knows what could happen. So if that voice is supporting you, and that's what this course helps you do, then you're on. But if that voice, when you're alone and most vulnerable, if that voice is saying something to take away your energy, talk about energetic alchemy, or to take away your power, that's critical.
Oh yeah.
No, that's actually, this course will help you to reunite with yourself and love yourself again. And that's how, when you love yourself, you love God, and you won't be killing yourself or suiciding. Because when the dark comes over and over and over and over, take over the whole thing of your being, and your light is still there, but it's not as
A
polished.
little dimmer.
Yeah, exactly. What these courses of spirituality does actually will start cleansing you, cleaning your soul. As we clean our houses, we need to clean our souls, and these kind of tools and courses will clean your soul like a dirty, imagine dusty, very very dirty house.
You mean my
that
house
needs
right
to-
now?
No, yours is very clean actually. You want to clean it. Of course, dust comes out. Of course, pains comes up. All of that, but you need to continue to maintain it until the shine shows up, and going upper and upper with better courses.
We
and
love
higher.
shine and better courses. Speaking of
Yes.
shine and better courses,
Dorothy
so let's
talked
bring it
about
to
it.
some real shiny stuff, Dorothy. So keep going. See, you've got us all jacked up, inspired. You're the I'm faulting you on this. We're on cloud 9 over here.
And I will say the energetic alchemy came first. And so I had
Yes.
done the energetic alchemy over and over again many times. And then the recalibration almost is like the prequel now.
It is.
It is.
It should be. It really should be. And I long for the time when we do a week and 2 days of recalibration, process it, and then 2 days of energetic alchemy will be totally magic. And I know that's in our future. I was so impressed with you. Most people are a little on overwhelm after the first day of energetic alchemy because there's so much information coming in. And I get a text from you saying, will you send me those links now? Because I talked about the videos, and
Right.
there's some amazing videos.
That was me pushing him.
With the voice
Cute.
of our wonderful Filippo Voltaggio. These videos, if you just do a small amount of the tools, just use a few of them, your life will change.
Yeah.
The invocation, when you went into the sacred space and read the invocation, you were shining. Your aura expanded so much. And so I was so excited that you were diving into those tools. And I love what you said. You have to use them. You have to continue using them. So when I get an email after the class, like I did, from one of the people, and she said, what was that little ritual we do before we read the invocation? And it's in that long email, but she just didn't get to that part yet. So I sent it to her.
Nice.
And it's really great. We saw people. You saw people. I love it when I make people cry.
Oh, my Lord.
When it comes up, because that one woman who was just so full of venom and anger, and when we take responsibility for everything in our lives, we write our stories.
Big
we
time.
create them. When we take responsibility, we set ourselves free.
That's it.
Because it doesn't feel good to be pissed off with ourselves. So we
Boy.
just say, wow, I wrote this, where's my gift in it?
Yeah.
And that's what energetic alchemy is all
Absolutely. I now am Tim Robbins sanding my boat on the beach waiting for Morgan Freeman to roll up. I love it. Yeah. I broke free.
Only you. And actually, after, so Mark Lejour, who has been on the show many
yes,
times,
love
part
Mark,
of our team,
brother.
or we are a team together, the
Family.
three of us, for sure. He, after recalibrating the whole weekend as well, co-facilitating, the two of us went over, since we were done, we came over to see you all at Energetic Alchemy. It was like this big family thing, and it's like right away, it's like the energy was already high,
good.
and you guys had gone overtime because Dorothy was done, but you all weren't.
No.
You're like, we want more.
U-Haul pulling up out front, moving in. Yeah.
That's right. Well, that was so beautiful. Mark walked in and he said, I'm so enjoying the afterglow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Yeah.
But the afterglow doesn't have to be temporary.
No, it doesn't.
That's the beauty of it. It can be sustained. So I've now made it a commitment and a habit that every morning I get up and I read the invocation.
Yay.
And I was worn out last night. I was editing till very late. And when I was going to bed, I had already been in front of 7 monitors for a long, long time. So my eyes, I'm just shot. And I was like, I wanted to just drop in bed, and I ran back in the kitchen. I grabbed the invocation, and I made my rear end read that thing through with compassion, with drive, with energy, commanding, taking control, all of that. And I slept better.
Of course you do. You can't help but sleep better.
Oh, yeah. Now, it took me about 30 minutes because I was so wound up with what I commanded the universe with. It was on this download going, okay, I'm delivering.
The video.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Just
Then I would have really been visually stimulated. I was already stimulated by speaking it. It was insane how these tools and the visuals and, wow, talk about provoking and invoking. And
I loved the fact that you volunteered to read The Little Soul and the Sun, because you did it with such amazing enthusiasm. And it's a great, great story about how we create everything and how we invite people into our lives to play different roles.
Absolutely.
And sometimes we've all been the good and the bad of it.
Big time.
And once we understand that this jerk who's in our lives, we invited this jerk into our lives. This mother who was abusive, we invited her. When we learn that there are gifts in all of the negative and that we've written our stories so we can become who we've come here to be, magic happens.
Boy, I am first in line to tell you it does. I am, and I'm not just telling you and selling you. It's fact. It just that's to the audience, by the way. They already see it. They already get
in this room.
Oh
Actually,
my God, this is hot.
I want to add to something that Anahid said when she was talking about spirituality and all that. Dorothy's energetic alchemy workshop definitely gets into that. I think when Paul, by the way, said 2 courses, he means you also had Reiki as part of it, but you go beyond that. But anyway, but the recalibration actually is non-ecumenical. It's non-denominational. It's not about spirituality, although everything is really. But that's why it can be done in corporations, because it's about you and it's about the team. It's about, so all you have to believe in is that you're here. That's all you have to believe in.
Exactly. Bam. With that note, we are going to swing Dorothy and Filippo Valtaggio back around towards the encore of the show, might you say.
Thanks for
Diana,
the
could you
show.
bring Mikey and all of them in really quick? I'm going to give everybody a little musical snackarooski.
Yes.
And
Yes,
while
yes,
the
yes.
green room is getting prepped and
Pasuli
prepared.
here.
Oh, yeah.
It's the play.
There you go. Okay, our other guest now. Thank you. I love these guys. They were out there still chatting. They'll have to take each other's numbers and call each other at home.
What are you guys doing today?
Mimi right there. Look at this. This is the dream team rolling in here. Pull that door, please. Still got to give instruction. Oh my God, what is this? The 20th show or something? We're gonna have to do a training course around here.
Oh, no,
No,
it's
I'm just
okay.
playing. Here, I'll lead y'all in. Oh yeah, it's a musical snack. I'm gonna fill your tummy up real quick.
Very beautiful.
My tummy's a little fuller now.
Yeah.
Look who we have in the house. Now, this is the team right here. So, Mikey Sorensen, how's it going?
It's going good today.
It's going good. That's all it
Yes.
takes. That's all it takes. Today's all we need.
It's another
Tomorrow
day.
will be great because of the greatness of today, right?
There you go.
I like it a lot.
Absolutely.
Then we got Mimi in the house. This is the executive producer of our Mission Earth film, one of them, and just absolutely amazing. How are you doing, Mimi?
Very well. Thanks for having me.
What's been shaking, Mama?
Just working and getting the movie together.
Whew.
It's looking
Perfect.
really good.
Ooh, we love good. We're going to be talking about that film. And then we've got Kevin Roloff in the house. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Damn, I love it when it rolls off that good. You need to scoot up, though, a little bit so everybody can see their wonderful, beautiful face in that camera. Howdy, everybody. So we got some great stuff going on here. So why don't we swing that mic around to you, and why don't you share with us a little bit about, now, we've got veterans in the house, and you all know me. I'm all about the veterans affairs out there. And on many levels, we've got 30,000 homeless under LA bridges out here. We've got multitudes of unfortunate veterans that are committing suicide daily, 20 to 30 to 40, maybe
22
more.
plus
We
one.
don't know.
Very
You know?
sad.
And this is serious. We need to bring this to light. And so take us where you're heading, brother.
Okay, so basically what we've been working on for the past couple of years, and what we are starting to make come into a point now, is we noticed years ago that there's multiple organizations that are out there that are able to help veterans here and there, but the main thing is nobody knows who they are, and that has to go with funding and money and stuff like that. One of the biggest things that veterans are known for is if you untie their hands, they'll make things happen. Whatever the task is, the mission always comes first with us. So we all understand that. So within these years, what we've been able to do is get together and build an extensive network to where we're able to, whether it's through us or other veteran programs, we're actually able to kind of be a guiding light and push them towards the right direction, so that we're bringing down these numbers of 22 veterans killing themselves a day, plus one service member. And those numbers, we don't even think those are 100% accurate.
Right.
So everybody gets statistics from certain ways, and just as long as you read into where the statistics come from, then you understand that there's so much more that is unaccounted for.
Oh, yeah. Crazy.
So some of the things that we've been doing, we have a program where we get rescue dogs and we train them to be service dogs for disabled veterans. And through that program, we also, through the outreach of that program, we connect with different organizations in whatever the veterans' perspective community is, so that we can offer the assistance that is needed right there. So if we're able to pair the veteran up now with a dog or a mentor, and then as well get them into their community, let them know that they have that backbone support of that, and then as well showing them that they have a national support of the veteran network that we already have established, then they'll be able to do exactly what they did in the military. Their hands aren't tied anymore, and they can complete whatever task is at hand.
Beautiful. I'm loving that. We do. We've got to untie their hands. It pisses me off.
Well, actually, speaking about untying hands, that's part of the reason why Kevin is one of the biggest people that I know. What he's been able to create is a way of introducing. Now, everybody's all big about this cannabis and THC stuff, whatever, what have you. It's really the uneducation behind it. They really have no idea. Well, they have an idea, but the general populace actually really don't understand exactly what it is.
The government created a stigma on it. Look at reefer madness back in the day. Everybody just thought that it was the worst thing that somebody could be doing, and you're going to be mad and crazy, and it's a bunch of bull.
Very correct. And actually, that's where he comes in.
You smoke it,
Kevin,
bring
all
it to
right.
a
So
bag.
Yeah,
bring us to light, brother.
Well,
Tell us your story.
I've just been using cannabis since I got out of the military. I had a nerve removed from my foot, and they had me putting on pain pills and all this other stuff, and I don't like the way those things make me feel. So I just kind of got into cannabis, went and got my prescription, and started utilizing everything that was out there.
Naturally,
Correct.
not
correct.
chemically, right?
No chemicals. Just trying to use it the best that I could, and within that, it was a journey. It was a journey understanding how this plant works, all the different receptors involved, and it catapulted me into an area that I never expected to see myself. I mean, I
Yeah,
was
well,
not
the
into biology.
painkillers, what they do, they don't solve the problem. They just add problems, and you will have a lot of side effects.
Correct.
Like ruining your liver, and then eventually, like, you need probably more.
Your arm
right?
drop off. I've
Right.
seen these disclaimers. If you have a urinary tract infection, but your ear falls off and your head falls off, it's just a general side effect. Please go
Yeah.
ahead and take it. All right. Thank you.
So funny,
Well,
right?
real quick, one of the main things that got me and Kevin to talk, besides us being veterans, we were a part of a forum on Facebook where veterans, they talk about cannabis and how it actually helps us and da-da-da, right? So I actually heard about a story about what he did to help his sister, and then that was the actual reasoning why we started talking.
Nice.
Yeah, my sister's recovered from breast cancer.
Oh,
using
congratulations.
Wow.
part of her treatment. It wasn't the
Wow.
whole thing, but she's she's a remarkable woman.
Well,
She conquered it.
And I have heard that this what do they call it for cancer?
CBD?
No, the chemical. Because I hate them actually. That's why I don't-
Chemotherapy?
Chemotherapy, yeah. I heard that is not even solving, not even helping. It's just
Well, it's helping the
Be-
doctors in the medical community bleed your insurance companies
that's
dry
of
of hundreds
course
of
helpful
thousands of
for
dollars with
for
no result.
Pharmaceuticals, of course, they're making millions of dollars. That's for sure. So this is amazing to know that something so natural can help people without having a high THC or whatever it is. I am like
We'll leave
little-
that to
yeah.
the scientist over here. So why
So
don't you
that-
give us a little bit of history? Let's educate the people. Give us a nutshell,
Yeah.
2 minutes
Educate
education
us.
to bring us from reefer madness to reefer happiness.
Okay. Well,
Mm-hmm.
cannabis has been used as far back as at least 400 BC that we know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been used by various cultures all across the globe
Mm-hmm.
for various things, medicine, food. But the last 100 years has been really kind of interesting because why would somebody use something for thousands of years and then all of a sudden we got it right and it's this dangerous plant? And then we're told it's not medicinal for years and years on end while somebody's in the back patenting it as a medicine.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
None. I feel swindled.
You are. We are. Oh, yeah. We're getting our rear ends paddled. Oh, yeah. It's
Yeah.
crap.
But these molecules, our body come equipped to accept these molecules.
Yeah.
I personally feel that we need to just kind of study it and figure out where the doses are,
Mm-hmm.
because it does have a bell dose curve. 5 milligrams may do one effect, 10 milligrams may be the opposite effect.
Mhm.
We need to figure that out. We can't do that with our hands tied behind our backs.
Exactly. And how can we untie those backs?
By everybody standing shoulder to shoulder and raising up and saying we just want to be safe and happy.
Right.
Exactly.
And whatever the best results give us.
That's it. That's
Don't
the
feed
key.
us chemical. Thank you
Yeah,
very
we're
much.
getting enough from the chemtrails in there.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you very
if
much.
I can add in,
Do.
if you look at American history, from World War I to World War II to where we're at now, the World War II generation, they were considered the greatest generation because of what they accomplished after coming home from war. World War I generation, what they accomplished for the veteran community, being able to set up the organizations that they set up, which led to a lot that we have now. The Vietnam veterans,
Mm-hmm.
they are the main reason that we have the support that we have now, is because how bad everybody treated them. They never want anybody to go
Yes.
through that
They were
again.
discarded.
So
Absolutely.
now what
Exactly.
we're trying to do now is get exactly what our ancestors and our forefathers and everybody has done before us. You know, as veterans, we understand what it needs to be done. You know, whether it's race, religion, culture, whatever, what you ate for breakfast or what are you going to eat for dinner. Nobody really cares. All that matters is this is the mission. We all come together, make this happen.
Bam. I love action. You got me at let's boom, bam. Sounds like we're cooking.
Well, yeah. Speaking of action,
Boom, bam.
Mimi, tell them about the show.
Yeah, school us.
Tell us about the movie.
We got about 3.5 minutes.
Well, Mission Earth is the documentary that we're making.
Full
together.
feature.
Full feature. And we will be training veterans as divers, and they will
there you
be
go.
part of production.
Yes.
And it's about just giving everybody a purpose, and that will create this great unit.
Well, it really
Remember
ties it
film.
together. So let me bring that together for everybody. So Rockers for Wildlife, our first full feature, Mission Earth. We have an amazing lineup. John Paul DeJoria is executive producer, star, and part financier. We've got me. We've got Anna Heat. We've got Mimi. We've got all of our teams, everybody. Diana's in. We're bringing everybody on board. It's a family film. You're going to think it's Pixar films around here or something, but we've got the veterans. We are bringing these cats on board to go out and help save the animals. These guys are heavily trained. Our tax money paid for it. Why not utilize these guys' talents? You know, that's the bottom damn line.
And save what needs to be saved.
Thank you very much, and have purpose. You know. So
let me ask really, some couple of questions from you, Paul.
Yeah, please.
Is that okay?
No.
So, how and where your journey to ocean started, and how did you, start? What happened?
My journey started because I was scared to damn death of great whites, and I wanted to check it off my bucket list. And I had no intent to do anything else other than go say hi and bye and check it off the list and move on. And I wanted to complete my bucket list by 40, and I did. But then it bit me in the rear. You going to make a comment? Did you have something you wanted to say?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
those lips were just heading towards the microphone. She was warming up. And any other questions?
Yeah. So, what did you see at the bottom of the ocean? What's happening to the Earth?
Well, the Earth's in trouble, and we've got to put action in. We've got coral reefs that are dying. We've got animals that are becoming extinct because of overfishing. And it's a mindless, it really blows my mind that all these fisheries and all of these huge corporations milking our oceans dry, don't they realize that that's going to end for them? They're putting themselves out of business because they're not mindfully balancing their work with the balance of the ocean.
Okay.
So
how critical is that? How severe is that?
it means that it's got to happen
How
now.
how many years we've got for our children and grandchildren to breathe?
Well, I don't want to be altruistic because I say something and then 50 years out, then I get slammed because it didn't roll out that way. So bottom line is we're at the tipping point, and the reason why I state that is the IUCN, International World Congress. We just met with the leaders of the world. They all came together for the first time in humanity to discuss the tipping point. We've arrived. So it's not a wait 10 years and let's get started. We already screwed that up 10 years ago. We could have kicked all this in at a higher level. So it is all a now factor, and that's where we're going to bring all you guys in. We're going to train these guys that are excessively already trained. I'm going to take them to the next level, and we're going to go out and do things that are going to provide for generations to come. That's really the bottom line.
It's a win-win.
It is. And here's the thing I've always said, if you can't breathe, how can you do all the other things you want to do in life? We got to have oxygen.
80% of the oxygen comes from the ocean.
Yeah, we're a water planet, not a land planet.
Yeah. And one last thing. You talked about trashes in the ocean.
Great Pacific garbage patch.
Yeah.
Twice the size of Texas. It's a nightmare.
Just think about it. How big is that? And we're planning to clean that through this movie and through the whole program of cleaning the oceans and helping this planet.
Absolutely. And we're working with teams around the world that have put extensive work into that. The big thing is we need to at least be removing as much as that's being inputted daily. We're never going to remove it all because we've got third world countries that don't have plans in place. Their governments don't support any of that, and it's just going to continue to arrive. But the thing is, if we have continual, waste relief, might you say, we can at least keep some semi-balance and in check. So,
and also educate people.
Yeah, education. So the Mission Earth we will talk more about. Let's, what do you got to share here, Kevin? What else you got? I see some stuff you got. So give us a nutshell overview because we're running really light on time, brother.
For the most part, what we've done is put cannabinoids back into our foods. Before it was prohibited, it used to be feral, growing out in the fields and where all of our cattle and all of our livestock would eat this. It would transmit to our bodies, but it's been missing from our diet for about a good 100 years now.
Right.
So what we've been trying to do is put it back into our foods, and basically bring you can do whatever you want. If it's something that you're actually trying to treat, we have spices and things like that that you can use as a functional food.
Mm-hmm.
If you just want to partake in the legendary hot brownie, we have a take and bake, take it home, pre-dosed, 45 milligrams per square, and you can dive into a little bit of the cannabis side of the culture.
Interesting.
But my main focus was about health and not giving up some of the good foods that we love,
Absolutely.
and especially diabetics.
Mm.
They have to give up a lot of good food. Me,
Oh,
I
yeah.
love ice cream, and so yeah, I got to watch for pre-diabetes. So I'm trying to nip it in the bud
I
first.
hear you. So you've got ice cream in there?
Not yet, but we can make it.
we got
so
pudding mix
far,
in
I
there.
have not been
Pudding?
stopped.
We got pudding in there.
Pudding,
pudding.
peanut butter, and
Bob,
jelly.
we ought to get with Bill Cosby.
all of it.
No, I'm just- I had to throw that. He's a pudding pop guy, you know.
One of the
along
main-
with many other things.
One of the main purposes for introducing it this route is if we get people to understand that you utilize this as a vegetable, then it changes the whole taboo and how people look at it.
And then we have like the turmeric. We know that turmeric is very beneficial now. We're doing there's a lot of medical studies out there that for inflammation.
Absolutely.
And so I thought it would be really good to have, let's double down.
Detoxifying turmeric. Yeah.
Yes. And
huge
this has been a
difference.
godsend for my sister.
Wow.
She takes these, I make her capsules. She takes this, 2 of these a day.
Can we sprinkle that
Oh
on
my
our
gosh,
salads
I
like we
love
normally do?
those capsules.
Anything you want to do.
Bam, I'm going to have
Oh
to
my
try
God.
some of that out.
I want
there's
those.
We're all about
ginger.
turmeric.
Yeah.
I've got your regular spices. This is chili powder,
Wow,
Lovely.
nice.
honey pellets.
Love that.
And for the people that were trying to stay away from sugar, we have
Love
even the stevia. The
Wow.
Stevia.
Love
Right?
it.
Would you
alternative
grab?
sugars.
The next, please.
So, are you going to plan on marketing these?
Yes,
That's partially
that's-
what we're doing.
That's partially what we're doing. I want to also market into like hospice and things like that,
Oh,
because some of these
interesting.
foods I can also take curcuminoids and put them into a curcuminoid based flour. That's the active component in turmeric. Put it into a flour and you can have a Ritz cracker.
Boom.
Why always eat pills when you can eat food that's good for you?
Yeah, have a
You know what I mean?
pancake.
It's funner
It's a
too.
better way to
So
enjoy it.
Exactly.
we
That's
gotta
the way
roll.
God created this planet. I'm sure for
Correct,
any
correct.
disease there is an answer for
Yes.
that in this planet, and we didn't find it. So I don't understand the really chemical side of it.
And you don't have to
So we
have
don't need
high
that.
milligram amounts either to have it affect your body. Where with, the doctors that are studying it are starting to find that lower doses, and then with a few
More
days of
balanced.
abstination, going back to your regular low dose regime is having more an effect than getting their, high dose treat and not being able to move off the couch for 2-3 hours.
Absolutely. I wanted to give everybody a nibble of this. We are going to be revisiting this constantly because I'm about alternative type things that God already put here. I hate pharmaceutical companies. We've had people die in our families from taking pharmaceuticals. 120 people die because of being prescribed the wrong med. Because of low, high,
Absolutely.
and medium absorption rates. That's where I got into DNA pharmacogenetics, pharmacogenomics, finding out that if they just did a 40-second swab on these people's cheeks, they could find out what drugs those bodies can tolerate. And unfortunately, it's always a pill stuck down somebody's throat. It's a bunch of bull. So we are going to bring this around full circle. Thank you for coming on board. We
Thank
are going
you
to have a
very
lot
much
more to
for
talk
coming.
about.
Thank you for
Mimi,
having us.
looking,
Thank
and we're
you.
going to see everybody because they're on the film. It's going to be
Yeah.
awesome. Let's do a
Yay.
little musical interlude and bring Karen up. Lancona, come on down.
Hey.
Put that headset on. Look, we've got the star in the house.
All right.
Oh, yes. Oh, we are so blessed to have you here today. Been looking forward to this. We have Karen Lancona in, running for U.S. Senator for California.
That's right.
Pull that microphone up to you, and we want to really hear what's going on. Pull your chair up, get
All
up
right.
tight, hug up, and snug up on that thing. We're very excited to have you here. So
Thank you.
tell us about U.S. Senator for California.
All right. Well, I've decided last year that it was time for me to make a switch over to politics, and I come from a family of politics. Never liked it. Didn't want to have anything to do with it. I saw a lot when I was a kid growing up, but I thought, well, this is just a bunch of BS, and I don't want anything to do with it whatsoever.
Right.
So after watching it for all these years, I thought now is the time for me to jump in and do something about it. So
That's
Love it.
fantastic.
Oh my
So,
God.
what do you think makes you qualified to be a senator?
okay, well, I am not a politician. I have been a corporate person for 32 years in almost every sector that you could possibly imagine, from banking, manufacturing, healthcare, and a top executive within a lot of different sectors. So I've got a lot of
Nice.
experience, worked in the construction, in commercial,
Nice.
and many different areas that I can apply to making decisions for California and to
Making it a better place.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
Wonderful.
This
And
is our
also-
home state. We got
Exactly.
to.
I was born and raised here. I'm a 5th generation Californian,
Mhm.
and I'm not going anywhere.
Got
So-
that right.
So it's time for me to do my civil duty, jump in, and I'm not going to be joining the military at this age, so it's probably time for me to do something and
I
serve.
love it.
back.
This is awesome. We want to support that in every way we can, because the one thing I like that you said is you're not a lifer politician.
I am not a
We need
politician,
that
so-
crap out of there. We need to shake it up. I like you've been an entrepreneur for years. You're a business-minded individual,
Right.
and I've been a self-employed businessman my whole life. And so we need to have that. It's critical.
And I think we could understand the issues from a more people-person perspective
Ground
instead
level.
of just being in an office in the White House and listening to the same legislature and listening to Congress talking about the same issues all the time without actually being in it as an American worker
Exactly.
and going through the struggles that we go through as Americans. So I think having somebody in office that can be the voice for the bigger group of people, getting in there what we want, not what politicians are doing with their backhand
Wonderful.
deals.
Yeah.
Well, you're digging the foxhole. That's what I love about you, is that you're on the front line.
Well, I've always
You-
been an entrepreneur, and I just put myself out there, and people say, you can't do that. I'm like, I'm doing it.
Damn right.
Superwoman.
And we're
Another superwoman.
And here at this show, we are supporting that.
And you
so-
know what Dorothy said is exactly what I'm doing. She
What's-
said, you create your own destiny.
That's
You-
exactly
You
it.
know, you decide what your life is
Absolutely.
going to be.
That's it.
Absolutely. You write your own book, your own story. You do it. You do everything.
I love it. And
So
she's
tell
writing a
me-
hell of a book right now.
I can't wait to read it.
So tell us about the plan. What is your plan after you got the position?
Okay, well, the plan has been already in effect. I'm going through legislature. I stay up all night long reading every contract and document I can possibly read so that when I do get into office, I'll be ready to roll and I'll understand what's been going on for the last 10 years and what kind of legislature is out there, what kind of bills are out there that are costing us a lot of money that don't need to be enforced. What kind of things are being done that we could reallocate the funds to fixing our infrastructure that's been neglected so severely? What kind of monies are going to people that are just sucking off the system? You know, I'm a humanitarian. I'm for helping people, but I also think we need to be fiscally responsible
it.
for our roads so that people aren't driving off of holes in the highways, right?
Exactly.
That's probably pretty important.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So I think that being prepared before I get into office is the most important thing I can do.
Sounds like you've really prepared yourself.
I
I'm going to be the
have.
first standing in line to punch my ballot
Thank
on
you.
you.
Well,
Oh my
I've been
gosh.
reading like crazy, and it's really exciting reading.
That's awesome.
It really, I mean, but you're exposing some serious topics that need to be managed.
Right.
I love it.
Thank you.
What about your team members? Who you got on your team?
My
and-
team is growing. I've got an amazing group of people so far. I've got a great guy in Sacramento that I talk to all day long, and he's actually been in politics most of his life, also 28 years in the healthcare industry.
Wow.
And he's from New York.
Beautiful.
So a very intelligent man, Dave Miller. And then I've got a team here. I've got a top attorney in LA who's helping me understand all of the jargon that's used within the legal documents
Critical.
that they have.
Smart.
They're pretty easy to understand. They're very repetitive. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
these documents are so
That's right.
long,
Right.
and they
That's
say
right.
every sentence in every possible way it
Right.
can be said. So there's no
Oh, yeah.
possible way somebody can interpret it
Yeah,
wrong.
it's got, yeah.
So the team is building. I reached out to Pat Boone yesterday to see if he would like to be part of my team. And I'm reaching out to a lot of the great Americans that we know of in the past, and then future CEOs. I'm going to rely on some of my CEO friends that are successful. Did I say that wrong?
It worked for me.
To see if they'll jump on board and get behind this. I really think that Americans all want the same thing.
They do.
We all want healthiness, prosperity,
Happiness.
turmeric in our diets.
Exactly. Yeah.
I actually
I think
take
all
that
over
every
the
day.
world want the same
That's
thing.
classic.
Right. I
We
take
want
that every
peace,
day.
happiness, health, and that's
prosperity,
it. Prosperity,
and the opportunity to make money.
That's
exactly,
it.
That's it. That's what we
exactly. Have
want.
a
You
safe
nailed it.
for life, right?
So
That's
if
what
we
we're
can all
looking
come
for.
together in unity and go towards that same direction.
Love unity.
Yeah, I would like to be able to
Wonderful.
go speak to the gang members. I'd like to speak to the roughest crowds and then the highest crowds, to bring everybody together and say, let's work. Let's make this, let's
That's
make California
beautiful.
great.
Love it.
When you're
Love
ready
it.
to do that, I'm on the front line with you.
Thank you.
Well, I've got, man, we'll pull a team together like nobody's business.
Well, I read all about you and your wife and the things that you do, and they're miraculous. And I think it's great that you guys are on the front line with your
Thank you.
skills to help people.
You know what? We've got to, you don't want to leave a legacy behind. I don't want to leave a pile of junk behind. I want to know that I put something forth that made a difference.
All right.
The next generation needs our help.
Exactly.
You
And
know?
that's something, I'm doing this without kids or any reason to make California great other than I feel it's my civil duty to make things right.
You have some other interesting stuff. You own Miss Beverly Hills pageants, right?
I do own Miss Beverly Hills. I've owned it a long time.
Talk to me about
And
it.
so one of the other things I've done in my life was decided I want to be an executive producer of television.
Nice.
So one day I decided I'm just going to do it. So
Exactly.
I've had shows on TV. I've had America's Entrepreneurs on TV,
Wow.
executive producer of Luxury Fine Homes for a decade,
Sweet.
and several other shows. So now I'm going to take Miss Beverly Hills. I've been subleasing it out to another pageant owner, which ironically Trump also owned the Miss USA system, and I owned 5 pageants under the USA system. I don't know why, but I do. I've sold a couple of them. I'm starting to sell things off as I prepare
Gotcha.
to take the seat in the Senate. So Miss Beverly Hills is going to be a really great show because we're going to make it a TV series as well. And it's going to be the build-up of making Miss Beverly Hills. And we've already started production of the show.
Nice.
And we're going to show the girls coming in and our sponsors coming in. And then the final episode will be the pageant. Then after that, my plan is to actually sell that company as well.
Bam.
Wonderful.
I love women entrepreneurs. This is, listen, I've surrounded myself with powerful, amazing women.
Just don't let
And
us
then
take over.
I've got, speaking of that,
Yeah,
my
nice.
PR, I mentioned amazing, powerful women, and bam, looks what drops from the sky.
just
My
jumped
PR,
in.
Diana Kelly.
I just had to jump in here. Thank you so much. I'm so excited about your TV show.
Do you have anything you want to ask her real quick?
I don't know, but I've got a couple sponsors that would love to sponsor your
excellent.
show.
Good. Yeah, it's going to be it should be a pretty dynamic show for our sponsors as well. And I just found out that she is friends with my sister-in-law.
Small world.
Nadine.
Yeah.
Hi, Nadine, out there.
Hey, Nadine.
Yeah.
I love her.
We don't know if she's
Nadine.
driving her her boat.
She's a professional
Everything.
motocrosser.
She's a professional anything she wants to be.
She's like that too. She just
Wow.
decides I'm doing it.
Good Lord, powerful.
Yeah,
Yes, I love
wonderful.
Nadine. And she's
Superwoman.
related to you. How?
She's my brother's wife.
Wow.
Poor girl. That poor
Boys,
girl.
this family circle, we were just talking about this, how wild it is that everybody we're having on, we're all interconnected somehow.
Right?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what? If Filippo and Dorothy can hear me in the green room, come on down. We're coming up on 12:52 on my clock here, and we're going to have higher elevation heading out the door today. These people are beyond connected in the universe. It's just because you can do whatever you want. in
Right.
life.
I loved what Dorothy had to say. It's exactly the message I want to put out there, especially to the people
Absolutely.
who feel like they're being held down by society. It's
Right.
not society's choice; it's their choice.
No, exactly.
So tell us about where people can go and read about you, which website, and where they can find you.
Sure. So I do have a website. It's growing daily. It's KarenLancona.com, and that's KarenLancona.com. And it's got everything you could possibly want to know about what's going on in politics. It's tapped into the RSS feed at the White House, every contract, every
Wow.
Congress, every legislative, every bill. It's all in there.
Loving it.
Wonderful.
And so we're going to be posting, there's links already on our site that you can go check out Karen and everything she's got. Stay seated, though. Diana, if we can drop them in, thank you for dropping in and saying howdy. We'll have Diana back. She's a permanent fixture around here. In fact, she could just sit on Filippo's lap and we could, Dorothy, swing in there. Filippo, swing in there. We're running out of time, so y'all going to have to step it up a little bit. I'm going to have to put some of my energy in you. Actually, they're saying, no, you don't, because we have the energy too. So you all are, we'll just share that mic's hot as fire. So I wanted to swing in because you all heard what she's doing, running for U.S. Senate. And obviously very powerful lady within everything she's gone after, an amazing entrepreneur. They have put together one of the most amazing programs. I've gone through them, the recalibration workshop and energetic alchemy and Reiki. And tell us more about it. When's the next ones? How can people get on board with this? Let's educate. I'm going to be a co-facilitator too, so I'm going to get this thing fired up too.
Good. I'm going to be teaching energetic alchemy again on the 11th and 12th of March. And I'm very excited about it.
Where can people go to register for that?
They can go to energeticalchemy.com.
Nice. I'm loving that.
And the recalibration.com.
Ooh, is that simple, easy? Plus we're going to...
What, sounding like that?
Yeah.
Yes, to me it's simple and easy.
I absolutely
I was
love
born
his
this way.
voice. It's insane.
I love that.
Like 3 years old, he's getting his first broadcasting job. He's like, "Googa-boogie."
No, I didn't sound like that.
He sounded like...
He's
That's
like,
right.
Gerber, eat wisely.
No, not that either.
I am...
I was speaking Italian, actually.
Mamma mia.
I love Italian language. Oh my God.
I am so blessed, and you will be too when you listen to the videos and watch them because they have his voice. And
I already heard.
I've watched a whole room full of people just melt and leave their bodies, and then they come back and go, whose voice is that? And
Thank you, Dorothy. We've had the pleasure of having Paul and his voice on our show,
We
the Life
have.
Changes Show.
Yeah, their network was just canceled because of it. I'm just saying, no.
So lifechangeshow.com.
What? I'm just joking around. They're like, yeah, we're pulling the plug after that guy came on. Sorry.
Now that you've done that, now you have to replug the show with that thing.
Yes,
I'm just
thank
playing.
you, right?
Now everybody knows. I'm just joking because these people have designed what everybody needs to do. And that's the bottom line. We have a lot of stuff, baggage that just builds up.
we do. We just push it down, and we're not even aware that it's still there. The recalibration, absolutely. There's so many simple questions that we don't ask ourselves. And Filippo has put it in such an entertaining and thought-provoking program.
Well, the thing is, I needed this. And I also got the benefit of Dorothy, not just at Energetic Alchemy, but outside of that, things that come up, and with Mark, and with so many people that I've worked with, and yet certain things I still didn't get. And I asked myself questions like, how come I still don't get this stuff? And then I realized I don't know myself to get that. And like Mark likes to say, we could be taught how to get there faster. But if we're going to the wrong there, we're just going to get there faster. But we're still not getting to where we want to go or where we need to go. So we just got there wherever there is. And we had more money doing it or whatever it is. But now it's like money or no money, whatever it is, it's like at least we have us. Oh, I feel a picture coming on.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey!
No, we haven't freeze framed the film, everybody out there.
We do.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
So I'm very curious. As a serial entrepreneur, I've started tons of companies. Some have been very successful, and some of them have failed. And sometimes I feel like I wear my failures out in public. Not as much now, but before, I felt like people could see that, and I felt like I was faking that I was successful. I've been successful, but I was faking that I was successful after a failure because I had to go back out there and do I had to go try again, right? So when I had Just Friends, it was huge, multi-million-dollar company. I backed it up with a failure. So
There
what
are
can
no
s-
failures. There are no failures. There are just some more expensive lessons than others. And inside of everything that we consider a failure is a great gift. And it
Amen.
moves you forward. So there are no failures. You're not faking it. You are successful, and some things just aren't meant to be. But there is a great gift in every one of these things that you thought of as a failure.
And one thing you said
Exactly.
earlier was that when you're on the right track, it just flows. And my life right now just is flowing so easily. So I have tried things before where it feels like I'm hitting roadblock after roadblock. My internet blows up. My email goes off into space. I can't communicate to the world. But when I'm on the right track, it feels like everything's just happening so
Right.
smoothly.
Flowing, flowing, flowing. And speaking of flowing and going, we're getting ready to tell everybody where they can see you again.
They can see me at KarenLancona.com, KarenLancona, and I will be touring all of California, so you can see me in your city.
And we will be supporting that and hopefully reporting on it. And we're all about it, Karen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Filippo, Recal.
Therecalibration.com.
And they actually didn't pull the plug after my show, so no. And Dorothy.
EnergeticAlchemy.com.
And Anahit, where can everybody go see your amazing art?
AnahitItimari.com.
I'll put a link there so you can spell that. And on that note, we're Rockers for Wildlife. And you know what? We're every Wednesday. We've got our Mission Earth film coming out. We've got some of the most amazing entities coming on board with that. There'll be a trailer coming out over the next few days. Remember, you can go see us at rockersforwildlife.com. You can see Diana with us, Oscars. We've got the Oscar weekend coming up. We got a lot going on. I want to thank Filippo Valtaggio, Mark Lejour, Dorothy Lee Donahue, Karen Lancona, Miss Beverly Hills, by the way, and Mimi Riley, Mickey. Oh, man, I love you, baby. I mean, Mikey, sorry, buddy. I'm thinking of Mickey Stevenson over at Motown, but Mikey Sorensen. We've got Michael Kerner. We've got Kevin Roloffs. We've got Clayton. We've got Ness. Oh, my God. John Boy, the Waltons, everybody. Oh, my God. Huh? Russ, oh my God, I can't leave management out. I'm pre-preparing for my Oscar speech here, and I left somebody out. Okay, thank you, Mom. Thank you, kids. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, my lovely co-host, Anahit, for everything you bring to the table. And my lovely family here. I love you, Mama. Filippo, my brother. My mama, my other mama. Diana, she keeps me. Mella, love you. Thank you for all the social media stuff. Thank you. My son's getting ready to be here in 5 days to help run the mothership. This is going to be awesome, everybody. We are going to close this baby out right now, and we are going to fire the rocket. Here we go. Bam, bam, and you know what? I say that, and it's just not wanting to work. So here
Because
we
you
are.
didn't thank Pasuli
Bam,
being
and we
here.
want to thank Pasuli.
You're listening to Rockers for Wildlife Radio with Paul Paget, only on LA Talk Radio.